Hey everybody! Well, today I thought we could take a look at this. I guess you could call it a Lego knockoff brand. It looks like a Lego type of set, but it's this really cool pirate ship. I've been looking at some pirate ship models lately, and this one kind of popped up and I thought it was kind of interesting. Now, this is from a company called Mesiondy or Mesiondy. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. I found it on Amazon just out of the blue. It just kind of popped up. But it looks like it's really cool because, as you can see here, it looks like it's like a storybook. So the ship is coming outside of the book right here, and then there's a little wheel that you turn right here, and when you do, it makes the ship rock back and forth or something like that. It looks like it's going to be really fun to build. There's not much as far as the box goes. The box is all just plain all the way around it. So let's just go ahead and open it up and see what the parts look like. Alright, so I already cut the tape on this, so let's take a look at how this is all set up. Alright, so take all this out of here. Alright, so I've never bought a set from this brand before. See, I got to make sure there's nothing left in the box. Okay, so looks like everything's all in one bag, and they definitely are Lego type pieces. So let me open this up and we'll take a look at those parts. Okay, so there's two numbered bags here, and they look like they're like Ziploc type of bags, and there's a whole bunch of little ones in here. And it looks like these are numbered too. Let's take a look real quick. Kind of curious to see how this is set up. So, yeah, okay, so this has a 1 on it. So these pieces are just like Lego, the exact same thing. The only thing about some of these knockoff brands is sometimes their pieces are not as high quality. Looks like these are all numbered 1. So we'll see how these are. You saw me build some Kobe sets in the past. Those ones are very nice. Very impressive on the quality of those pieces. But nobody seems to be quite as good as Lego's quality. So yeah, this looks like it's going to build the book and the water, and then this looks like it's all for the ship. Alright, well, I'll get started on this. If there's anything interesting in the build along the way, I will check it out. I forgot to show you the instructions real quick. So this is actually a very nice shiny material they use on this book. So just like Lego, it's very much the same exact type of instructions. Tells you how many pieces that you're going to need, and then you just go on with it. So yeah, this should be kind of fun. Alright, now I'm going to get started on it. Okay, so I just want to show you what's going on here. This is really quite the elaborate mechanism they got going on to make the boat rock. So if I turn this, you can kind of see how this works. See how this is kind of moving like the way it is? That's what's going to make the boat move like it does. Kind of see that goes in and out here. Now I gotta say, these gears are not as smooth working as like the Lego gears. They get caught up a little bit, and I think it may be the clear ones here. I'm not really sure, but you can kind of see how they're off center right here, and that's what makes this thing move like that. And there's some gears here, so I think there's going to be a wheel that you got to turn. I'm not sure where that's going to be. It's probably going to be over here somewhere, because that definitely connects to something else there. It's pretty neat. I gotta say, it's pretty neat. So yeah, I love these Technic type things. It's amazing the engineering that goes behind something like this. Alright, well, I just thought I'd show you this before it gets all covered up and you won't be able to see any of that. Alright, here it is all finished now, and I really like the way this turned out. I love how it looks like it's coming out of this book. It's really cool how they did that. So the water is down in here, and there's the ship, and it just looks like it's popping out of there. The book was pretty easy to build for the most part. I will mention that there's some parts in here that I'll talk about that you have to kind of be careful when you're putting it together so you don't get them mixed up, because the colors are very similar, but you can kind of see how the water is kind of splashing over the edge right here, and the way they did the waves, it's very cool. I'll get some close-ups of all of this. You can check out all the details. There's a figurehead on the front of the ship. These sails are cloth, and they're really nice looking. And then I'll have to show you the cool little action feature that it has as well. Alright, so we'll start with the base first, so we can take a look at the way this book is constructed. So the way these pages were done right here was kind of interesting, because this lower section right here, this thin flat page right there, it actually just kind of lays in there, and then it goes in between the studs, which, I don't know, some people might say is an illegal way that fits. They call it illegal when it goes in kind of like unorthodox, but it actually works just fine. And then once you put this top layer on, it just locks it in place, so it's really cool. There's that wave kind of piece that goes on there to make it look like it's coming over the pages. Same with this. It almost looks like something should be connected there, but there's not. It's just to make it look like water splashing over. You can see the gears that make that work, like I showed you earlier. There's the little knob that you turn to make the boat rock. Here's the waves kind of crashing over the edge. Now, you'll notice that this one here is darker, while this one here is lighter, as well as that one. So that's a little bit tricky. You got to make sure when you're putting that together, you're grabbing the right pieces. It's sometimes hard to tell if they don't have them side by side in the instructions to know that you're supposed to use a darker or a lighter one. And then you can also see the cool, they use kind of like those horn pieces to make it look like the white caps of the waves. Back here you can see also how it kind of comes over. It's really neat. That's the underside right there. Now what's kind of weird back here is they left this unfinished, and I'm not really sure why. It looks a little strange. I don't know why they did that. I think they would have looked better if they finished it off somehow. It almost feels like there should have been a piece that goes on there. But if you'll notice, the edges are rounded, so it is kind of finished there. But I'm not really sure why they chose to leave that like that. It's kind of weird. Not really sure that I like that. Here's some more of the waves under here. So yeah, I really like the whole base. It looks really cool. Well, except for that part right there. Looking at the ship now, we'll start here at the very front. We've got this cool little figurehead that they have on the front here. It has like the wings on there. They kind of use some flame pieces that are molded in black, which is pretty neat. It doesn't have any face or anything to it, but I like the way that it goes on there. It looks really cool. They got the nice gold railing that kind of goes around the edge here, and then you also can see where these sails connect. I'll show you those in just a sec. And then you can see all the detail. Now these are the cannons right here, and you can actually lift these up. Let me see if I can get a hold of one. And there's cannons underneath there. See that? So they have the cannon covers on all of those. So you can open these up if you want to do that and display it that way. Haven't really decided if I'm going to do that or not. But there you go. It's very neat the way they did that as well. There's some detail in there. Not a lot, but you can kind of see the way the deck is laid out and the way the sails are connected to the masts. This is kind of neat, that little rigging, or I can't remember what they call that stuff, but it's like they climb up those ropes to get up to the upper part of the mast. So they used grill pieces for that. And then these are just kind of loose. They just kind of rest on here. You just kind of lean them up against there. Here's the back section. There's the wheel. I'm guessing those are supposed to be lanterns or something back here. And also you got the nice windows back here for, I'm guessing that's the captain's quarters. Very cool. These are each kind of just sitting on there with hinges. The way they did that. There's some more railing right there. But yeah, I love the way this ship looks. It looks really cool. I mean, I really love the way they did that. These sails, so they're cloth, and you kind of have to adjust these as you go when you're building these masts. I would suggest, on the instructions, they have you build the masts, and then you put it on the ship, and then you put the sails on. But I would say, go ahead and build the masts, and then put the sails on, and then put the whole thing on there, because it's just a whole lot easier. Because otherwise, you're trying to push these sails onto these pieces here, and it makes it really hard because it's just kind of awkward, and you don't want to accidentally break anything. So just build the entire sail first and then put the whole thing in there. I'm not really sure why they have you build it the way they do, because it just kind of doesn't make sense. This one here tends to be a little bit longer because it has a wrinkle in it, because it can only go so far up here. But it's okay, I kind of like it. And I love the Jolly Roger right there. Got another one right there, and I like how it looks like it's kind of tattered and worn. It's very, very cool. So the sails are the last thing that you put on there, but I think they look really good. I'm glad they weren't just plastic pieces. I'm glad they actually used cloth. There's that back section there. Yeah, so this is really neat. I really enjoyed it. And then of course we have the flag at the very top right there, which is also very well done. Alright, so let me show you the cool feature that it has. Okay, so now in order to make this thing work, there's the little dial that you turn, and it's got a little bump that sticks up so you can grip it better. So just get a grip of the base, and then just turn this, and now you can see how the ship looks like it's rocking in the waves. And it's not the easiest thing to demonstrate here, but you can see how it works. Now, I was showing you earlier how the gears seemed like they were sticking, but once I got the ship on there, I think the extra weight kind of pushes down on it, and it makes it move a lot easier. There's no sticking on it. The hardest part is just getting a good grip on this wheel. You can see how that goes in there. It's very cool. So it makes it look like it's crashing over the waves. And it's really nice. I think it's a really nice, smooth, mechanism and a smooth movement that it has. So let me get a closer look at the inside there so you can see what's going on. Okay, so now we can see a closer look inside there. So here's that wheel that you turn. And then let me get this gripped here. Now see how that's spinning down in there? And there's like a little bar that moves. And so because the bar is connected to not the center of these gears right here, but more on like one side, that's what makes the whole thing kind of turn. So you can see how that mechanism is moving in there. It just kind of goes up and down, but it also makes it go forward and backward a little bit. So the whole ship, see how it kind of goes back, and then it brings it forward. It kind of reminds me of those little, rides that are in front of grocery stores and stuff, where you put a quarter in it and the kids can ride like the horsey. That's kind of what it reminds me of. It's kind of a similar thing. So it's very neat. It took some engineering to kind of figure out how that works. But I like it. I love when these sets have some kind of a playable or a workable function. You can kind of see the struts down under there that's holding all of that up. So yeah, I kind of wish this was a little easier to grip. You got this one stud right here that you can kind of get your finger on. And they put tiles on here so that you can, it slides a little easier, but even at that, it's not the easiest thing. But it's very cool. Yeah, I mean, I like it a lot. So there we go, the pirate ship from Mesiondy or Mesiondy. I'm not sure how you pronounce the name of the company. In fact, here's what it looks like, the name of it right there. And so if you want one of these, head on over to Amazon, because Amazon is where I found it. This was only $30. I'm kind of surprised it was so affordable. So it was only $30 for this set. And it was 17% off when I bought it, and so I'm assuming it'll hopefully be on sale if you decide to check it out. At least as of the making of this video, it's on sale. But I thought $30 is pretty good. It has quite a few pieces to it. Yeah, it doesn't say on the box, but it was a pretty substantial build as far as it goes. It doesn't take too long to put it together. It just ends up looking like a really nice ship. I've always thought the pirate ships are kind of cool. I wanted the Lego Black Pearl from the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, but that set long since retired, and it is really expensive to get. And plus, it's kind of big, and I'm trying to not get these really huge sets anymore because I'm running out of room. But other than that, this thing is really cool. I love it. It's just a nice size, and it's got this nice little cool feature, which I just think is fantastic. Alright, well anyway, there we go. That is the pirate ship. If you want to check that out on Amazon, I'll put a link in the description. It'll make it easier for you to find it if you want to get one of these. And it's a fun little build, and I think you'll really enjoy it. And it just displays really nice. Alright, well that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. I very much appreciate it. And until the next video, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you then. So have a good one.